when you face more problem, usually your sources develop anger. That's the best opportunity to practice genuine compassion. Your sort of sense of closeness feeling towards your friend, no problem. Towards your enemy, now that's important.
Your Holiness, we are here because the dialogue that you did with Bishop Tutu is turned into a film and has attracted a great deal of interest in the world. And it is one of the ways in which your teachings have been helping many, many people.
Bishop Tutu, tell me, okay?
So this is part of a project associated with this film. And what we would like to do, Your Holiness, is to ask a series of questions.
Yes.
My great spiritual friend, now no longer. When he came, especially meet me, and he spent a few days here. He wanted to exchange some deeper experiences. So when he landed down in Dharmasala airport, I went, and then
So cute. Good friendship.
That's great.
So we, at a few days, we have some discussions. And also, you see, he spent some time with me, meditation. In my room, one special statue, Avalokiteshvara statue, in front of there, we together some meditation. And then, of course, we discuss about heartedness, all these things, and the strength of forgiveness, these things. Then, when we departing, he expressed to me, he as a Christian believe God. So after, at time of death, he thinking God, so go to heaven directly. Dalai Lama no believe God, so go somewhere different place. So, frankly speaking, hell. Later, I told this story to some disciple. They also express, if Dalai Lama go hell, we also come together.
They join.
So, I really wonderful Bishop Tutu.
Well, the friendship that you had with him and the dialogue that you did has affected so many millions of people around the world, Your Holiness. And this project is part of that. And so we'd like to begin by asking you a few questions.
Okay.
So the first question is, can you tell us what the role of training the mind is in the face of the challenges that we face in the world today?
Actually, without a problem, then you see training mind almost imagination.
Without a challenge, there will be no basis for training.
So, when you face more problem, usually you see sources develop anger. That is the best opportunity to practice genuine compassion. Your sort of sense of closeness feeling towards your friend, no problem. Towards your enemy, now that's important. So one scripture mentioned the person, so-called enemy, is best teacher of you. Where the possibility develop anger, hatred, that is the best time to reduce that and compassion and respect these people. So that I practice that, very good, very, very helpful. It really gives me inner peace. At the same time, that also I can say inner strength. Then all sort of troublemaker is actually gives you best opportunity to practice compassion. So you must feel grateful all these people. So such practice really very good, very helpful. I come from Amdo. Amdo, usually short temper. We have saying, "Chu murzuji shuna, pa murzuji shugis."
So there's a saying in the Amdo region that if someone hits you once, you should hit that twice.
So now, so long the altruism is concerned, the best book and immense help for me is Shantadeva's book.
Bodhicharya Avatar, Guide to the Bodhisattva Way.
Dr. Shenji to ngeda yanda chawar mashana, sanje ni to minju ju ko.
If you don't exchange your own well-being with that of others, let alone attainment of Buddhahood, even in this life, there will be no real joy. So, letting go of, weariness, we should ride the horse of altruistic mind and travel from a place of joy to joy. And what discerning person wouldn't want to take on such a journey? All the problems that are in the world stem from excessive self-focus, and all the joys in the world stems from a mind that orient towards others. So, and what more needs to be said? Simply compare where we are and where the enlightened Buddhas are.
When I get deep sleep, very peaceful sleep, some mosquito come, then little anger. I really feel my life all faces trouble. But this kind of life, the immense help, training of mind, that really gives me inner strength. And
So on top of that, of course, I also contemplate deeply on the teaching on emptiness.
I have a question to you because I'm doing research on mental health during the pandemic time, during the last 2 years because of the COVID pandemic. And we measured mental health like anxiety, stress, loneliness, depression, right, in thousands of people. And we can see that it's going up. No, we have what is called a mental health crisis. And another data point is that the youngest among us are the most lonely people at the moment. So the 18 to 25-year-old young people, which usually are social, feel lonely and disconnected. First time in loneliness research that young people are so lonely. And so the question is, how can we cultivate joy and hope in the face of all this huge mental crisis, which is worldwide, and especially in the young people?
Physical illness, you need medication. The mental level, was the unhappiness, that's entirely depend on training of your own mind. If you train more problem, you gain more inner strength. Keep compassion, altruism. That really gives you inner peace. That also gives you inner strength. So then, any problem, mentally, the more pain, more inner strength. So, that's my own experience. And I'm a practitioner of bodhicitta or altruism. It's really immense help.
Your Holiness, your teachings on this have been helpful to so many millions, billions of people on the planet. I remember the time when you visited NIH in Washington and you went to the hospital and saw sick patients, many of whom didn't even know who you were, and we could see how beneficial your compassion was for these patients. It touched so many people, and there were Nobel laureates who were with us who had never seen anything like this in their life before. It was so meaningful. And I wanted to ask you, Your Holiness, one of the things that we see in our research is that young children, as you were telling us yesterday in our meeting, they come into the world warm-hearted. They come into the world with basic goodness. And we see in the United States, when they begin nursery school early, when they're 4 years old, they show this kindness. But over the course of school, they become more selfish. So the question is, what can we do to help nurture these qualities that we come into the world with, but we sometimes lose?
Since some time back, I have strong because of the view. Modern education, very useful, but not much talking about peace of mind. So now I thinking my visit Delhi, I want to meet some professors of some Delhi universities in our education, not as a religion, but simply how to strengthen basic human nature.
Qualities.
Human being, as soon as we born, the mother's compassion really gives you real basis of survival. And then children, they don't care what religion, what nation, whether poor or rich, so long play together and occasionally little fighting. But basically, you see children, very open mind. Now that very nature, I think in our school, should continue these sort of things.
These qualities.
Once people join school, then you see these basic value, not much sort of talk, and then you see different nationality, different religion, then also you see I think sense of bad competition or these things come. So I have the view in the university, in school, without touching religion, simply how to develop healthy mind and warm-heartedness. Simply, you see, for health reason, talk how to build healthy mind.
Yeah, so I have another question complex because I'm a social neuroscientist. So we are studying the interaction between different brains, not just one brain, but like how do I understand your feelings, empathy, compassion, perspective taking, how can I make sense of the other, right? And relationships. And we know that our brains have probably grown bigger through evolution to support actually cooperation and relationships and trust. And I think what we also see in the world is a crisis of trust, right? This is a crisis of people not trusting each other anymore. And so the question I have for you is how can we rebuild relationships, meaningful relationships and trust, and which role have social connectedness and relationship for a joyful, happy life?
We are social animal.
Yes.
Your own interest, your own sort of best way to give you deeper satisfaction is surrounding your, because of the people. As a social animal, we always together. Then if you keep all these people are same human being, we have same right, then I have to serve as much as possible. That gives you genuine satisfaction, happiness. So more also opportunity helping other people, that gives you more deep satisfaction. So altruism, the chanchu yisem sene, shan la pande druya glo de randu druya yashurisha.
So in fact, being altruistic and thinking about others is the best way to fulfill one's own self-interest as well.
It's a win-win. You always said it's a win-win situation.
Did it? True. So, basic human nature is as social animal, warm-heartedness there. Once join school, education, not much talk. So now in education field, we should have lesson how to build healthy body, meantime healthy mind.
Your Holiness, scientific research shows that social connection is important for our happiness. And we'd like to ask you, what role have friendships played in your own life and your own happiness?
Like this friendship.
Actually, karuna or compassion really brings you inner strength, inner peace, and that brings many friends. Ultimately, that brings peaceful world. And
because you told us many years before, now we are working with teachers in schools, and we are training them in compassion exercise, compassion training, doing studies on that. So your teaching happens already in Europe and in America, and a lot of teachers profit a lot because they, you know, the word burnout. We have a problem that many teachers are in burnout. They are like depressed, they drop out, and they need a lot of compassion as well, right? So this mental training is very, very useful for teachers and for children.
We did a study, Your Holiness, where we trained teachers to follow Tanya, trained teachers in warm-heartedness, to cultivate warm-heartedness before COVID, before the pandemic, and we followed them during the pandemic. The teachers who received the training were 6 times more likely to still be teaching. The other teachers were all burned out and left the profession. So they found their vitality, their purpose.
I think my own little experience, those subjects which I learned from my tutor, when tutor showing little sort of serious face, that not much sort of deep. No, my teacher, you see, while give me explanation, these philosophy or this sophisticated subject, mixing with the joke or with smile, this lesson really deeply also touch my mind. So the human nature.
And humor, no? His Holiness, you have so much humor, so you're the best teacher because you laugh all the time. How did you manage to go through your life and laughing all the time? Humor is one of your big strengths too, right?
Your Holiness, there are so many difficulties today in the world that challenge us. Many, many years ago, you said, and there's a famous quote of yours that I have on the door of my study for 35 years. And it's a quote about never giving up, the importance of never giving up. And I wonder if you can speak with us and give us a message for the future about this issue of not giving up and the importance of hope for the future.
We all have the same responsibility to build healthy world. Healthy, not only physical health, but mental health, more compassionate world. If we make some appropriate approach, I think in the past human history, war, First World War, Second World War, killing people, and spend a lot of money for weapon. Now this should be past. I really feel very purpose of your life is serving other people, helping other people. I always say 7 billion human beings, actually our brothers, sisters, we have to live together.
Thank you so much, Your Holiness.
Thank you.